putting them on game. Letting them know what's going on. Like, see, this was happening. Like, you feel me? I'm letting these guys know. So when it be like people saying they want to fight me, it's
like, how could you, nigga? I was the one that was giving you game when I was going through it.
There was some kind of crazy trash talk with Gervonta and Terrence Crawford recently. And one of the things that I've always kind of noticed...
Davis and Floyd Mayweather have finally decided to step up their feud. They've agreed to an exhibition match after Davis retires from boxing. This feels a lot like the Mike Tyson vs. Jake Paul situation, and if it plays out like that, fight fans won't be happy, since the lead-up to Tyson vs. Paul was nothing special. However, Floyd Mayweather is staying more active than Mike Tyson, having taken part in several exhibition fights since he retired. Will this fight live up to the hype? Fans will be watching closely to see if it delivers or disappoints.
When they came back and was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this.
Von Davis might just be too strong and athletic for Floyd Mayweather to keep up with, and as crazy as it sounds, this is the latest twist in their ongoing feud. After their relationship went downhill last year, Davis recently opened up about some funny things Floyd Mayweather did to him years ago. This made Mayweather break his silence. When he did, both fighters decided to settle their issues in a way that benefits them both, allowing them to make some serious money. Now, fans are left wondering, will this fight really settle their rivalry, or is it just another way to cash in on their drama and make a huge payday?
I can't show him. He's still...
No, he's a legend, he's an icon. But it would be a big fight. But your boxing intelligence, Tank, if someone makes a mistake against you, it's over.
Yeah, but
Leo.
his arms long as hell. He's way taller than me, you know what I mean?
With Davis planning to leave boxing in the coming months, an exhibition fight seems more likely than ever. But here's how their rivalry reached this point. Recently, Davis and Mayweather had a very public fallout. Davis moved on, grew stronger, and became a bigger star, both in the US and around the world. In a recent appearance on the Mr. J. Hill podcast, Davis opened up about what really happened between him and Mayweather. It seems like their relationship has been filled with ups and downs, but Davis has clearly used this experience to evolve both as a fighter and a public figure. Now, the question remains, will they finally face off in an exhibition?
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 21.
When you look up to someone like Mayweather, you expect them to be who they say they are. But once you get close, you realize that's not always the case. It's disappointing, and it hurts. I just had to go my own way and focus on what works for me. With Floyd, there were times when he put me in impossible situations, like my first world title fight against Jose Pedraza. I was 21, undefeated, but hadn't fought in almost a year, and I was barely making $10,000 per fight. They told me I had to fight Pedraza, or I'd be sidelined. I ended up getting evicted and had to sell my car. Floyd did that on purpose.
And I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10,000 a fight. So 6.
I was trying to warn other boxers about what was going on, sharing advice so they wouldn't end up like me. But now, when they say they want to fight me, it feels like a betrayal. I respect what he did for me, but honestly, it was like he only gave me scraps, like $10,000 or $15,000 to help my mom get out of the hood. That wasn't enough. She'd be back in the same place in no time, and I'd need to ask for more. I've learned that some people will put you in a spot where you always depend on them, giving just enough to keep you coming back. When I was with the same management as Floyd, they started taking full control of my career.
Months is crazy to not fight, you know, so when they came back and it was like...
Boxing legend Mayweather guided Tank throughout most of his career, helping him win world titles in different weight classes. Tank quickly became one of the most exciting fighters in the sport. But in 2022, the two went their separate ways, and things seem to turn sour since then. Both men have exchanged insults over the years. Recently, Davis revealed that his former mentor, Mayweather, once put him in a fight where he was actually expected to lose. Speaking on the J. Hill podcast, Tank explained how it all went down. He said, "You've got to fight." He was like, "You've got to fight."
You gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You sitting on the shit.
It's never easy to hear things like this, but at least Davis has finally opened up about what went down with Mayweather and his promotional team. It's a sad and disappointing situation if Mayweather really did these things. What's surprising is that Tank Davis never spoke about it before. The problem all started when Floyd Mayweather seemingly called Davis out for showing off his wealth, a claim that Mayweather denied. Mayweather and Davis had a close working relationship, with Floyd aiming to turn Davis into a huge star. Their bond was strong, like that of a mentor and a protege, but things clearly changed over time. Back in April, just a few days after the big fight between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, Mayweather went off on a rant. He targeted a group of boxers, although he didn't name anyone specifically. Floyd called them out for not taking their craft seriously and for focusing more on their looks in the ring. Pretty boy Floyd then used his own career as an example. He pointed out that these boxers are only looking at the finished product of who he is now, but they're missing the hard work and dedication that got him to this point.
Y'all looking at the end. Y'all looking at the end results. Y'all not looking at this shit where y'all go look at the interview and Zab gonna tell y'all, with me being champion.
A lot of these fighters are focused on the wrong things, according to Mayweather. He said they look at his flashy cars and his lifestyle, but they don't see all the sacrifices he made to get there. Floyd explained that when he was at the top, with hundreds of millions in the bank, he was still grinding it out in the gym. He pointed out that too many boxers are worried about their outfits or how their boots look, focusing on things that don't matter. Floyd made it clear that a lot of these fighters are living paycheck to paycheck, which shows they're not fully dedicated. Later on, he was asked about the video's purpose, and Floyd said it was about motivating guys like Tank Davis.
Gervonta is ungrateful when it comes to you?
Well, my thing is, I've always been there for him.
My thing is, I've always been there for him, Mayweather said, explaining his side. From day one, we had a plan. My goal was to help him become a world champion and take Tank to the next level. He made it clear that he's always had Tank's back, always stayed positive, and always pushed him to be great. Mayweather emphasized that he's never said anything bad about Tank, always supporting him through the years. But what bothered him was that over time, Tank kept going online and throwing shots at Floyd, being disrespectful. All I've ever done was show respect, trying to help this fighter reach his full potential. That's all I've ever done, Floyd explained. Despite everything, Floyd said his intentions have always been to guide Tank and help him succeed.
And I've always been there for him. And just over the years, you can see I've always been positive, always said great things about him, always pushed him to be great.
Mayweather then brought up the well-known video where Gervonta Davis accused him of sending an attack. Floyd firmly denied those claims and cleared up his intentions. A lot of times, they like to compare certain fighters, and then I say something, and they say, "Oh, he's hating," Floyd explained. He went on to say, "There's no difference between when I talked about the situation with Gervonta and other things I've said. People just take things the wrong way."
I need all fighters. I said I need all the young fighters that's making money in the sport of boxing. What I need you guys to do is do this.
For example, Mayweather recalled when he said he wants all young fighters to make money in boxing. He told them they should focus on investing in real estate, no matter what brands they like, whether it's Chrome Hearts, Louis Vuitton, or Mercedes. He emphasized that fighters should set themselves up for life after their careers. Floyd explained that he wasn't just talking about those brands, but about investing smartly for the future. "I guess he thought I was talking about him being the only one who wears Chrome Hearts, Louis Vuitton, or drives a Mercedes," Floyd said. But the truth is, fighters everywhere, even those who don't make much, are finding ways to live big and fly jets.
Brother, it's Chrome Heart, Gucci, Louis, Mercedes. We need to take our money and invest in real estate so that we can live that same great life when our careers are over. So,
despite the tension, Mayweather still had some positive things to say about Davis. When asked about the top 5 fighters in the lightweight division, Floyd shared his thoughts. "As of right now, the biggest puncher at 135 is probably Tank Davis," he said. But the most skillful fighter, hands down, would be Shakur Stevenson. Floyd made it clear that while Tank has power, Shakur's skills stand out in the division.
He want to fight the best they got out there. He's asking, can he fight the best? I believe his contract is coming.
When talking about Shakur Stevenson, Mayweather compared his skill to that of Pernell Whitaker, who wasn't the hardest puncher but had the skills to compete with the best and come out on top. Floyd mentioned, "I believe Shakur's contract is coming to an end, so hopefully, we can come together and I can take him to the next level, making the fights he wants happen." Mayweather's relationship with Shakur has often been seen as a key factor in the ongoing feud between him and Tank Davis, with tensions rising because of it. Floyd's goal seems to be helping Shakur reach the top while navigating the challenges with Tank.
To an end, so hopefully we can come together and I can take him to that next level and give him the fights that he want, and make the fights happen that he want.
Recently, Floyd Mayweather made an unexpected appearance at Shakur Stevenson's training camp, which quickly gained attention. What made it even more interesting was that after Floyd met with Crawford, Eddie Hearn also showed up to support Shakur. This made it a mini gathering of some of the biggest names in boxing. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but in today's world, with so many witnesses, especially when celebrities are involved, it's tough to keep things a secret. And when Floyd Mayweather's name is added to the mix, it's practically impossible to hide anything. A recent meeting between Floyd and the well-known promoter Eddie Hearn at a gym in Las Vegas sparked a lot of interest. Even though the whole moment appeared to be filled with playful comments, it didn't mean that they weren't still taking subtle shots at one another. The entire scene raised questions about what really went down between the two. Fans were left speculating about the deeper meanings behind their exchange, wondering if there was more to the meeting than just jokes. This encounter left many curious about the future of the relationships between these big names in boxing, hinting at possible underlying tensions.
Eddie. So one day, somebody, because you know I don't have social media on my phone. Yeah. So they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, "Boy, Mayweather ain't got no money."
It's important to remember that Eddie Hearn has repeatedly said in the past that Floyd Mayweather doesn't have as much money as he claims. He suggested that this was the reason Mayweather was looking for exhibition fights to make money. Mayweather, of course, earned a fortune during his legendary boxing career, raking in over $1.2 billion in total earnings. This includes the massive paydays he earned fighting Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor. However, reports indicate that Mayweather's current net worth is estimated to be around $400 million, which still allows him to live a lavish lifestyle, despite retiring from professional boxing in 2017. Since then, he's kept himself busy with a series of highly paid exhibition bouts against lesser-known opponents, including Logan Paul and others. These exhibitions have sparked some questions about whether Mayweather's financial situation isn't as solid as it once appeared. Even though he's retired from the professional ring, he's still staying in the spotlight, but now it's through these exhibitions that continue to pay well. His net worth and lifestyle might not match the huge numbers people once thought he had, which leaves fans wondering about the true state of his wealth.
Why he doing exhibitions? No, Eddie don't believe that now.
But Eddie will say some shit like that now.
Eddie will say some shit, but one thing.
Floyd Mayweather has consistently claimed that he's making 8-figure paydays from each of his exhibition bouts, even going as far as calling them legalized bank robberies. He's explained that accepting these showman-style events is part of his strategy to continue building his generational wealth. However, boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has suggested in several interviews that Mayweather's net worth might not be as high as he claims. According to Hearn, Mayweather's lavish lifestyle, including his extravagant purchases, might be eating into his finances. Hearn has stated that he doesn't believe Mayweather has the money he claims to have, even though he doesn't think Mayweather actually needs the money. But the way Mayweather spends, especially with his lavish purchases, could be draining his resources faster than expected. The big question now is whether Mayweather's continuing exhibitions are just a way for him to maintain his wealth or if there's something deeper at play. While the fights certainly pay well, they could be a sign that Mayweather's financial situation is more complicated than it seems, despite his claims of 8-figure earnings.
Don't worry about that, but me and Eddie got it clear, didn't we, Eddie? Yeah. One thing, me and my buddy got it clear.
We said as long as it's 10 or 20, not problem. Anything less.
The situation took a dramatic turn when Floyd Mayweather ran into Eddie Hearn in Las Vegas and confronted him about the comments. The undefeated former boxer claimed that Hearn sometimes makes these types of statements, but they had already cleared the air before. In a lighthearted moment, they began joking, acting as if the rumors were true, and playfully throwing jabs at each other, all while their friends watched and celebrated. The two crossed paths at a boxing gym in Las Vegas while both were in town for the fight between Diego Pacho and Steve Nelson. As they watched some sparring, Mayweather jokingly started a conversation, saying, "One day, someone told me about you, because I don't have social media on my phone, so they showed me what Eddie had said." This moment turned into a playful exchange between the two, showing that despite the tension and rumors, there's still mutual respect and friendship. It wasn't just about the words said, it was more about their long-standing relationship and the playful rivalry that still exists between them.
Can't be less than 10. Because then we're struggling for money.
I had to show Eddie some of that count.
The conversation continued when Eddie jokingly said, "Floyd Mayweather Jr. doesn't have any money, that's why he's doing exhibitions." Mayweather knew Eddie didn't really believe that, but it was clear that they had already settled things between them. As the two men shared a moment of lightheartedness, Mayweather wore a sly grin, and Hearn returned the gesture. They shook hands, proving that any tension had been cleared. Eddie then added, "Yeah, as long as it's 10 or 20, there's no problem. Anything less, it can't be less than 10. The comment had Mayweather bursting out laughing along with a member of his team. It was clear that no hard feelings remained between the two, and the playful banter was just that, playful.
Imagine how much money Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Floyd Mayweather Jr. revealed that he even showed Eddie Hearn his bank accounts to prove his financial situation. Mayweather explained, "I had to show Eddie some of my accounts, making it clear that he's not struggling for money." Eddie then added, "Imagine how much Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter." This comment highlighted the massive wealth Mayweather has built. Recently, Mayweather has been making big investments, including purchasing a $42 million series of apartment blocks, which marks his largest real estate acquisition to date. It's no surprise that with such savvy investments and his incredible earnings, the boxing legend continues to maintain a lavish lifestyle, proving he's far from short on cash.
I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased.
There's an old saying that many a true word is spoken in jest, but when it comes to Mayweather, that doesn't quite apply. He's one of the richest former athletes in the world, and his financial success continues to shine. While it's uncertain whether he has any more exhibitions coming up, rumors about possible big money return fights keep popping up. Even though Hearn never had the chance to promote Mayweather, he probably wishes he did. Mayweather's star power is undeniable, and anyone would love to have that kind of draw behind their promotions, especially given the massive earnings and fame he's built throughout his career.
62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few.
There's a common belief that Floyd Mayweather might feel insecure about Tank's success and is trying to hold him back from reaching the top. This idea adds fuel to the ongoing debate in the boxing world: who is the greatest of all time? Many argue that Mayweather's legacy makes him the best, while others support the claim of Roy Jones Jr. Both Mayweather and Jones left a lasting legacy in boxing, with both being considered among the best pound-for-pound fighters in their respective times. The debate will likely continue for years, as fans passionately discuss who truly deserves the title of greatest of all time in the world of boxing.
If anything a person does and stay undefeated that long, so I respect it to a degree, yeah. Is it a 50-0 that I think, oh, he the greatest fighter of all time? Nah.
Floyd Mayweather's perfect 50-0 record has earned him a reputation as one of the greatest pound-for-pound boxers in history. His flawless defense and unmatched ability to control the pace of a fight set him apart from others, making him a spectacle in the ring. Additionally, his commercial success was monumental, with 4 of the 5 highest-grossing pay-per-view events in boxing history attributed to him. However, Roy Jones Jr., an undisputed champion across 4 weight classes, offers a different perspective. In an interview with Real Life Productions, when asked about Mayweather being the greatest, Jones Jr. gave a straightforward answer: no. Jones was known for his slick yet punishing style. He became the first fighter in over a century to win middleweight and heavyweight world titles, holding top honors in 4 divisions during his illustrious career. His victories over notable fighters like James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, and Antonio Tarver solidified his place in history. With his unique and endlessly watchable boxing style, Jones Jr. has his own claim to the greatest title, and many boxing fans continue to debate who truly deserves the title of the best ever.
Chavez was 80-0 at one point. 80. He could have retired at 80-0. You go up top there? No. He just didn't stop, right? You got the 50 and you stopped because of Rocky Marciano. Right. So Rocky died.
Floyd Mayweather ended his illustrious career with an undefeated 50-0 record, holding titles in 5 divisions and showcasing one of the best defenses in boxing history. He also became one of the sport's most lucrative stars, claiming 4 of the top 5 highest-grossing pay-per-view events. Despite this, Roy Jones Jr. does not consider Mayweather the greatest of all time. Speaking to Real Life Productions, Jones Jr. was asked about Mayweather's 50-0 record and if it cemented his place as the GOAT. Jones Jr. simply said no and explained further, emphasizing that while he respects Mayweather's undefeated record, there were other impressive feats in the sport's history. "You have to respect anything a person does to stay undefeated that long," he said, "but is 50-0 the greatest? Nah." He pointed to Julio Cesar Chavez's 87-0 record, noting that Chavez's undefeated streak was remarkable. Jones Jr. also mentioned that Floyd retired after reaching 50-0, comparing it to Rocky Marciano's 49-0 record. He speculated that if Marciano hadn't passed away, he might have kept fighting, and perhaps Floyd would have continued as well. According to Jones, while Mayweather's career was impressive, the title of greatest of all time is still up for debate.
If he wasn't there, he probably would have kept going too. So that's, and then at the end, you fight a guy that's 0-0 for number 50. How can I respect it? You feel me? So, I mean, I love Floyd, don't get it wrong, I'm not hating on Floyd, but come on, bro, you fight a guy that's 0-0, Conor McGregor.
Roy Jones Jr. took issue with Mayweather's farewell fight, particularly questioning his 10th round stoppage of UFC superstar Conor McGregor during McGregor's boxing debut. This was a moment that sparked debate about who should truly be called the greatest of all time, GOAT. Despite Mayweather's exceptional career and his perfect 50-0 record, the debate continues, driven by the unique accomplishments and philosophies of both Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. Mayweather's career is marked by his outstanding ability to defend and control the pace of a fight, while Jones' career saw him dominate 4 weight divisions and defeat notable opponents like James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, and Antonio Tarver. On a recent show, Mayweather was asked about Roy Jones Jr.'s claim to be the best ever boxer, particularly in light of his extraordinary feats and career achievements. Mayweather's response was measured, noting that everyone is entitled to their own opinion. He mentioned that he respects Jones' views, stating that any fighter who has dedicated their life to the sport and made the necessary sacrifices deserves to feel proud of their career. Mayweather emphasized that if Roy Jones believes he is the greatest, then more power to him. This reflects Mayweather's ongoing respect for other legends in the sport, even though they might not always see eye to eye. Ultimately, the GOAT debate will likely continue for years, as boxing's history has been shaped by many legends who all brought something unique to the table.
That's gave the sport of boxing their whole life and sacrificed a lot inside that square circle. They should feel that way. So if he feel that way, more power to him.
Floyd Mayweather discussed a past encounter with Canelo Alvarez, where the two were set to fight at a catchweight of 152 pounds. According to Mayweather, it was not his idea to fight at that weight. He explained that Canelo had once believed Mayweather was avoiding him and claimed that Mayweather was afraid to face him in the ring. To counter this, Canelo offered to meet Mayweather at 152 pounds, even suggesting a rehydration clause to ensure he would still be able to perform after the weigh-in. Mayweather, not backing down from the challenge, accepted the offer, agreeing to fight at 152 pounds. However, things didn't go as expected. Despite weighing in at the agreed weight, Canelo didn't honor the rehydration limits, coming in much heavier, reportedly weighing 168 pounds or even closer to 170 pounds. On the other hand, Mayweather, sticking to the contract, weighed in at 151 or 152 pounds, showing his discipline. Mayweather emphasized that the fight was still fair, with Canelo's weight being an important factor in their meeting in the ring. This encounter between the two champions added to the legacy of Mayweather's control and strategic thinking in the boxing world.
Boots trying to take over and start beating the guys around him. He's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy.
Floyd Mayweather acknowledged the incredible achievements of Roy Jones Jr., calling him one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. Mayweather praised Jones for his contributions to the sport and expressed his pride in what Jones had accomplished throughout his career. He respected Jones' accomplishments, noting that Jones had done a lot to elevate the sport of boxing. Mayweather's comments reflected admiration and respect, emphasizing the shared history and dedication between the two legends. In closing, the video reminded viewers to stay connected by subscribing to the YouTube channel for more updates, moments, and news from the world of boxing.